Coming up, MTV Movies meets the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 cast.
What was going through my head is I'm about to kill Tom Cruise.
We choose to accept.
Yeah, welcome, and you're both fired because you're giving away your identity.
Oh,
so immediately what'd you say to me? Just hack your bank account.
And I nut you.
And I just poked you on Facebook, all right?
Hello and welcome to MTV Movies with me, Hannah Flint, and IMF's newest recruit, Tyler West.
Don't know when I signed up.
No?
Don't know when I signed up for this, but...
Did you not choose to accept?
I think I put tentative.
IMF code name?
Agent Cookie Pie. I thought about this because I love cookies, right? So then, obviously, if I'm a cookie, I'd be a massive cookie pie.
I like it.
Cookie pie, cookie... I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on it.
You do that, because in this episode, we are talking all things Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. You've been warned. Spoilers.
Loads of spoilers. Loads of spoilers. First up, I went to see the Dead Reckoning Part 1 cast. Here's how it went. At MTV, we've got the MTV IMF. If you were to join the MTV IMF, what would your code names be?
It's not even a code name, is it? I was thinking, like, what do people call me in life?
Go with that.
Curbs.
My nickname's New, N-O-O.
Oh yeah, and I have another
New.
nickname is Pominator.
Pominator.
I like that one.
Okay, so we're gonna go...
Maybe narrator and maybe like, yeah.
We're gonna go with Pominator and Narrator.
Yeah.
My code name would be On Repeat.
On repeat.
Yeah,
And why? Why on repeat? Anything?
Because if it's my favorite song, I gotta play it out till I'm done with it. Like this movie, you gotta keep watching it over and on repeat.
Apache.
Apache, that Jeff.
I think mine would probably be...
Something about your... No.
I was gonna say machine.
No. What?
Where are you?
happening?
I don't know, it's late in the
I'm very sorry.
Well,
can bleep
I
it.
would like to welcome Apache and...
Peachy.
Dave.
And
let's say
Apache and Dave to the MTV IMF. Welcome.
we choose to accept.
Yeah, welcome, and you're both fired because you're giving away your identity.
Oh,
so immediately
no.
Now, if somebody's to go and watch this, what's the one word they would use to describe it at the end of the film?
Spectacular.
Spectacular, and that's a good. That's
just a noise.
Popcorn goes everywhere.
Yeah.
I need to see part 2 immediately. I
Absolutely.
mean, the bar's been set.
There is a bar.
Yeah.
But it will be exceeded
Second
because
floor.
that's Tom and McHugh's thing, is they will always set the bar, then they'll exceed it.
When I watched it for the first time, I was so blown away. I was just still processing the movie of how good it is. I think it's the best Mission Impossible movie ever.
That motorbike jump. Did any of you try to talk him out of it?
You
No.
can't talk Tom out of stuff.
Okay.
You can't.
No, we talked him into it. He was like, I'm not sure I should do this. And we were like,
Go
go!
on. What are you, a chicken?
Yeah, I see him right there behind you. Because I had goosebumps. Yeah. I needed to go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. The first day we arrived on the set, he said, "Hey guys, come over here. I want to show you something." And he took us over to a monitor. We start to see the take, and McHugh on set, like, is everybody ready? And there was a look on McHugh's face just as before he said action that is so priceless. And I laughed out loud. I laughed out of nerves watching Tom, almost kill himself as he does every stunt. And I turned to McHugh after it was done. I go, McHugh, what was going through your head at that moment? He goes, I'll tell you what was going through my head, Cary. What was going through my head is I'm about to kill Tom Cruise.
Wicked catching up with the cast there. More to come from them in a little bit.
So, Dead Reckoning Part 1. This is the 7th installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, and they are not slowing down.
Ooh.
Not at all. So, how would you fare as a member of the IMF?
Like, most trustworthy person possibly in your life.
Yeah, I would aspire to be trustworthy, but I just think I'd be like Tom Holland, with Spider-Man secrets. I just
let it slip a little
accidentally, like, you ask me one question and I just, oh no, it slipped out, and then you've just ruined a whole franchise.
I'm like a fortress. I'm like bulletproof. Like, you can
Yeah.
tell me a piece of information, you will not get it out of me.
Well, I'll get a few drinks in you first.
But what do you reckon about this film?
So much fun, right?
You know, we said like this is like the 7th installment, right? Honestly, this is part 1. When it got to the end of the film, I was like, wait, what? That was the end. Part 2's coming. I don't know how they're ever going to top it.
I think what I love about Tom Cruise is that he really understands the power of stunts and sequences. They work out what action sequences they want first.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we want to do this big thing on a train, and we want to do this big thing jumping off a mountain. Let's write a story around it. And I don't mind that because Tom Cruise delivers, and Christopher McQuarrie, the director, they know exactly what they're doing, and it's just executed to perfection.
Tom is airborne. Tom is airborne.
What I find amazing about it's not just Tom Cruise performing it, it's all the stuff that goes into it. The cameraman shooting it, getting all the cinematography on it is insanely good. And I know they use a little bit of CGI and green screen here and there, but mostly this is practical effects and him putting his life on the line and putting in the life of some cameraman who joined him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole team effort that makes that greatness.
Yeah.
All right?
You can jump out of a plane with us, guys.
Yeah, anytime you want to come off a cliff
the
with
cameras?
us. You just do it,
Just
all
get
right?
a GoPro on
You
your head.
absolutely do it.
Coming up with the stunt is only one of the technical challenges. The other is putting a camera in a place that you can see where Tom is operating the speedway.
For me, it gave me vibes of like Top Gun Maverick. So when you were sitting there and you were sat on the edge of your seat and you're like, whoa, like this is really, really exciting. The same thing with that jump. The whole film's shot beautifully, but then as soon as it gets to that jump, you can just tell it's real. And we're like, raw. He had to do that like 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
And also, you can tell he's having the time of his life. There are moments when you see him and they suddenly like there's a little smile and it's like, oh, there's Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Because Ethan Hunt would not be like smiling. He's focused on it, but Tom Cruise is like, yay.
Oh, it's
So
fun.
let's talk about the train. We are allowed to do spoilers, but the end section, it seemed like a never-ending journey of how are we gonna get to the part of the train that's not falling. How many carriages do they go through?
That's the first thing, and then secondly, it's like every single thing that could have went wrong in that train carriage went wrong. The sequences were amazing, the getaway scenes as well. You just don't know where they're gonna go, and I feel like that's what he just carries on and delivers every single time.
But I also love the fact that he sticks to tradition. There are certain things that are always gonna be in a Mission Impossible film. The mask.
The mask. Right, okay, so with the mask, I feel like I can't trust anybody. I feel like I even like sitting there talking to you now, I'm like eyeballing your eyelashes thinking, right, is that staying on?
I mean, these are fake, but the rest is real.
I don't trust nobody now, all right? I don't trust Ethan Hunt, I don't trust Hannah Flynn.
But my favourite thing is like, they don't explain the science. It's like, you just accept it.
It's just one machine
It
that
just works.
literally builds this
Yeah,
face.
exactly. No-
And then you put it on. I've tried those masks on at Halloween, right? It does not look the same.
No.
Can I just say?
No.
I did not
You look
like...
more like Michael Myers in Halloween wearing the Shatner mask, right?
Yeah. Wow.
No.
This is, you know what? It's lovely to be back with you.
Or is it
you
me?
calling me Michael Myers. No, don't even start. Okay.
Well, here's some more of Tyler and the cast.
How many smouldering looks does Ethan Hunt give us throughout the entire franchise? I mean...
He gives, I think it's like 3 a minute.
That's a very good...
Oh, that's good.
That's a very good guess.
You know, we have to divide this down. There's the smouldering, then there's the smouldering within the smouldering.
There's also the slight
And
head
then
turn.
it's the...
Is it go like that? How'd you do that? Go on.
It's like him saying, get off.
Into the camera, can you just give a smolder? An Ethan Hunt smolder.
Okay, ready?
What do you think?
I'm going to go like that.
Okay,
Right, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Get off. Yeah.
Get off.
I would have to say more than 20, more than 100.
Well, the correct answer is nobody knows, because there are so many, Tom. There are so many throughout the franchise, but keep them coming, all right? Keep them coming. And Vanessa, what was your favourite scenes to film?
It was pretty cool to all be together in the same scene. I think it's rare that all the main big characters get to be together and also be there for their own agendas, and everyone's got their own thing going on. Tom in the middle. It was like a hot box, wasn't it? Of like
It was
lethalness.
electric.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was crazy. Everyone had so much power in their own way. Kind of like a standoff like scene, with like cowboys all around and kind of like
That's
who's
it.
going to draw the gun,
So we've just heard from some of the cast there. What did you think of their performances individually?
Well, Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise, no note.
Smashed.
So I want to talk about Hayley Atwell. I've loved her for years as Agent Carter in the MCU. And I love the difference between her character Grace in this compared to her character Agent Carter, because Agent Carter is all about for the greater good. Grace is all about for herself.
Yeah,
She's
literally
like,
that.
She's like, wait, it's like, do you choose to accept this mission? Maybe not. Like, I love the fact that she's not this automatically, like, really skilled person. Like, she's a really good thief.
Yeah.
She's got a really kind of, like, playful attitude. She kind of doesn't want to stick around with Ethan. And I think, to be honest, I found that really relatable. Like, if someone came up to you and was like, hey, take part in this stupid espionage thing, you're like, no, please
You're
let
not
me
doing
leave,
it. I
let
just
me
wanted
go
to steal your
home."
watch, all right?
Exactly. And there's also this moment in the film, like, I have this big thing about, like, female characters in action films where they have their hair down when they're doing running around and stuff like this. It's like, if in real life it'd be like flopping your face, like, you couldn't see it. You're like, ugh. But she literally has a moment in it where she literally pulls out a hairband and I was like, That's representation.
That is.
I feel seen.
Relatable.
Exactly.
Pom did amazing.
Yes, she did.
The thing that got me about her character is that anytime she pops up on screen, it was pure carnage. Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't a moment of calm. There was just like, maybe like 1 second of a look to camera.
Yeah.
That there was no explosion or fight going on.
Pom is like the manifestation of chaos. Every time I look at her, it's like, oh, she about to mess things up.
Yeah, and she fully puts up a fight with Ethan as well.
Yes.
Like, it's not just like somebody just chasing, like she's fully coming through like, screaming. I'm like, Ross, somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
And again, this is the beauty of these films. It's like, it understands how to do these big, expansive, like action sequences. But sometimes it's those close-hand combats that kind of real frenetic and really get you and like, oh my God.
Yeah,
that looks...
toe-to-toe with Ethan Hunt in an alleyway.
And it looks like
No
it really
pain.
hurts. I don't know how he's getting up. But again, at this point, he must be like superhuman or something.
Who is that person?
I have no idea.
We've had so many villains in the past. I think Phyllis Seymour Hoffman is maybe my favourite
Yeah.
Mission Impossible villain. For this one, they've gone with like the AI route.
But I think that this is it. Like, how can we top the villains? How can we make the stunts bigger? All right, we're gonna jump off a cliff. How can we make the villains harder? We're gonna make it AI. It could be anything. It could be next to you right now. I mean, the only way to overcome AI is to get a good team together. Simon Pegg plays Benji. Possibly one of my favourite characters.
Yeah.
The one-liners, like he says everything that you'd want to hear in a crisis and everything you don't want to hear in a crisis.
Yeah, and his odd coupling with Ving Rhames is great. He's like super cool as a cucumber. That character is, I think, your idea of a computer hacker is not Ving Rhames, and I love that sort of thing. It's like, it's saying actually anyone can do it, and it doesn't have to be like the nerdy, no offense Simon Pegg, but like it doesn't have to be the nerdy white dude.
Benji. Yeah.
Actually, you can be the big guy who looks like he's about to knock you out. He's probably going to beat this AI more than anyone else in the world.
It's like, yeah, what'd you say to me?
Yeah.
Just hacked your bank account.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I nut you.
Yeah. Oh, and I just poked you on Facebook. Right? We grabbed a quick minute with Tom Cruise when we caught up with him at the London premiere.
So there's so many amazing stunts, but what was your favourite to film and what was your favourite to watch back?
Look, I love making movies, so I enjoyed every part of it. I enjoyed doing all of the action that we had to do, the scenes that we have. We have an incredible cast. You know, all the locations from Abu Dhabi, Norway, Rome, Venice. I've always wanted to shoot in those places. And Venice is gorgeous, and each one tells a different story. So it's hard to say which one was my favorite. Yeah, they're all my children, you know.
When talking about Mission Impossible, is there like something like a goal or an aspiration in your career that you set your sights on that you thought was impossible, that you've now achieved and you feel very proud of?
Well, listen, when I was a little kid, I wanted to make movies, and I wanted to travel the world, and I wanted to, you know, do all of this stuff. And it is something that the places that I grew up in, no one would think this is possible. And many people said it wasn't. So that's how I feel. And just being here now is extraordinary.
Okay, so this is the 7th installment. Quickfire, how would you rank them in reverse order?
Worst to best. Mission Impossible 3, Mission Impossible 2, Ghost Protocol, Dead Reckoning, Fallout, Rogue Nation, and #1 Mission Impossible.
Right, you were doing so good until you said Ghost Protocol. So you're saying that OG is the best one?
Yeah, it has to
Okay,
be.
like that. But Ghost Protocol was up there as like them joint or second.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of splitting hairs a bit, isn't it? And I feel like so many of each film has something great about it.
The OG one, you said like it was like a sexy spy movie.
Yeah, it's sexy, it's kind of rusty. I mean, it's Brian De Palma doing it, but also some of the sequences are just so memorable. Like, how many times have we seen people like reference the Ethan Hunt hanging on the wires of the glasses, the sweat dripping onto it, like him falling down? Like, I feel like I've seen it in The Simpsons, so many different places. We are in the era of like massive big stunts, but I think Mission Impossible, considering the time it came out, I think it was just exactly the sort of 90s that actually we loved.
They did very well with it.
Drop us a comment below of your ranking of the Mission Impossible films. Please hit subscribe, and we'll see you back here very soon. So, Ty, we've been through this.
My name's Hannah Flint, and I love movies.
That's actually a pretty spot-on impression, but identity theft is a crime.
Swear down.
Yes.
All right, well, I'll just keep this for Halloween then.